Have you noticed that your eyes are looking smaller or different after you turn 50? Well, today I'm going to show you a really simple and easy technique that is going to make your eyes look bigger and brighter without using a lot of dark and heavy shadows that actually closes in your eye. We're going to do this together, and I'm using really simple, affordable products from the drugstore, and it's going to make a difference on how your eye looks when you think it looks small. Wait till you try this technique. It will change your mind. Let's get started. The product that we're going to use today is by Wet n Wild. It's a 5 shadow palette. This is what it looks like. Now this eyeshadow palette, not only is it affordable, but these are pigmented colors. They have longevity. They're not see-through. They're not chalky. This is what they look like. And we're going to use 3 of these colors today. Now the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this lightest color here and I'm going to apply it all over the entire lid. So the first step in our really big eyes is to create this palette of light color, because light brings everything forward, which is going to make it look bigger anyway. And so therefore, on our eyelid here, especially on the mobile lid, we really want to keep that open, light, and bright. All right, so I've got that on. This is such a fun and easy way to make a difference with your eyes. Now the second step is going to be, we're going to take this medium color, and I'm trying to keep our eyes light. I'm not going to be applying any kind of dark color, which, you know, for hooded eyes, if you're creating a crease, you want to put a darker color on the outside and in the crease to create a crease. But that's not the focus today. The focus today is bigger and brighter. So let's start building this. So I'm not going to use any of the darker colors in a crease, just this medium tone right here. And I'm using my little brushes from Jessup. And when you're working on your eyes, and you're over 50 and have mature eyes, and if you've got any hooded eyes, heaviness, extra skin around your eyes, the smaller the brush, the better. That way you can have strategic placement. All right, let's take this color right here, which is a very soft brown, light, almost khaki brown, beige brown. I'm going to tap off the excess. I'm going to place on both sides. This is how I do it. I just lay the product down right there and I'm creating a pattern. Right. I take my brush and I always go like this because I want to make sure that that color, even though it's super light, does not exceed the tail of my eyebrow, because we're trying to lift and brighten, and even if it's a light color, keep it along this pattern here so it's not pulling our eye down. Now let's do this on both of our eyes and just make sure we've got our pattern going. And you can see it's a really nice neutral but soft color. Just because we want bigger eyes doesn't mean we have to use dark colors. And I'll show you what I mean as we build this. All right, so I'm coming here. I'm going to bring this color in like this. And I'm going a little higher in the middle because I do not have, you know, a crease right now. And this color is so light. Look at this. And you're thinking, well, Kimberly, I don't even see that color. But that's the whole idea. We're going bigger. We're going to see what it looks like without a lot of heavy eyeshadow. So that's why I'm showing you this technique of using lighter colors on your eyes to make them look big. All right, you can see I'm going way up here. Now let's blend that out on both sides. And now you can see why having a small brush makes a big difference, because if I had a really big brush, I couldn't be so strategic with this. So you can see this is such a pretty, almost like a really dark vanilla color. Love it. So here is this, and I'm going up high like that. And I don't know about you, but I've always watched a lot of old classic movies, and I want you to make note that a lot of the Hollywood starlets and movie stars back in the 40s and 50s, they wore their eyeshadow like this, and their eyes looked dreamy and glamorous. They didn't use a lot of dark shadows. It was strategic placement, just like this technique I'm showing you. And there was a difference in their crease, but you could hardly tell. And that's why I chose this palette specifically, because it's that same concept. We're creating a crease, but is it there or is it not? It's creating a shadow, but without a dark eyeshadow. It's very reminiscent of that old Hollywood glamour. Okay, let's leave it like that. The next thing is I'm going to take a clean, just a big fluffy brush. This has nothing on it, and I'm going to blend. And instead of applying more product, instead of taking another one of these and dipping back in this palette, I'm not going to. This is a clean brush. It's fluffy, as you can see, and I'm simply going to blend it all together. Let's go. Now the two colors are so light, but look, I'm just blending out the two colors so there's no way you can see where one stops and one starts. No harsh lines. And look, it kind of blends them together like a swirl of vanilla ice cream. There we go. So we have two colors on there, but now that we're blending them together, it looks smooth and light. Now we're not done yet, because I'm going to dip back in the lightest color here with this brush that I started with. I'm going to go back into the light color. I'm going to go on the inner corners of my eyes, because we are brightening as well. It really brightens up that inner space here where we can get shadows and discoloration with veins and puffiness as well. So right here, we've brightened up the inner eye. Now, here is the fun part. We're going to line our eyes today to make them look bigger with the dark shadow. We're not going to use an eye pencil today. Now watch. I'm going to take this little bitty brush, and this brush has movement. If you don't have any brushes like this, if you happen to have a brush like this, I use these as well. It's an angled brush. These are very firm. If you don't have a brush like this, use a Q-tip, or you can use those pointed Q-tips that have a point on the end, or if you prefer, those sponges, the sponge applicators that come with a lot of eyeshadows that has a sponge on the tip. It ordinarily has a little point. That's what you can use to create what we're about to do right now. So what I'm going to do to make our big eye look big is I'm going to dip in here, and I'm going to press. A lot of times I'll wet my brush and then I'll dip in, but not for today, because sometimes it makes a mess. I'm just going to press, but always tap off. I'm going to start on the outer corner right here, and I am going to press like this. And you're going to have to go in quite a few times. And I'm pressing along my lash line, and then I'm going to turn it around and go on the inner corner here. And then when you're comfortable, you can actually drag that across. Look at the difference already. Look at that. It's wild. Isn't it great? So take this color. I'm going to go back and make a nice definitive line, and I'm doing the entire top of my eye. You see how I slide it across? So right now, wow. And you have to take your time. If your hand is not steady, place your elbow down and then look into your mirror and then place. Right now, for the video, I've got my elbow up, but when I'm by myself, I ordinarily put my elbow down for stability. That way you can get a really nice line. And if it's not, it's okay. It's just making our eyelashes look thick with this eyeshadow. Look. All right, let's do the other side. I'm pressing. I start on the outside. And you can see already how pigmented this eyeshadow is. Look at this. We have not even used an eye pencil. This is simply with a shadow and this little bitty brush. But now we want the big eyes. Now right here, if you want to stop, you could stop the press. Look how this lifts up your eyes compared to what we started with. But today it's all about go big or go home. We're gonna make our eyes bigger than they were before we started. So watch this. We're gonna take it on the outer corners of our eye as well. And after I do one eye, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, I'm dipping back in that beautiful rich brown. Here we go. I'm gonna start on here and I'm pressing. Look at that. Just that by itself. Let me do it again. And let me go to the other eye. This is so pigmented, I'm barely touching, so be careful. When you work with these colors, they have a lot of pigment, so have a light hand. So as you can see, look at the difference in my eyes already, but we're not done. Because we need to connect our corners or it's going to look unfinished. So what I'm going to do is press back in and tap off again, and I'm going to just go up a little bit, just a little. Can you see that tiny area on that corner? And then I'm going to place it here and I'm going to connect the top with the bottom. Here we go. And that simply connects everything. There we go. We have connected top, and I went right there, about, I'd say, to the center of the eye, and you do what works best for you. And it also depends on your eye shape. If you're trying to, lift your eyes up, we want to connect that, and if you want to put a little wing on it, you do it. You get wild and do what you enjoy. But if your eye shape is going down, lifting up these corners really helps lift and elongate that eye. If you want just that top and leave it clean and alone, leave it there and don't even put any shadow under your eye. But as you can see right now, we have done the top, we've gone to the bottom, and I stopped in the middle, and that's all I'm going to do at the moment. Let's leave it alone. But look at the dramatic difference today. Now we only have one final step for our big eyes today. Now they are bright at this point, and they already look tremendously bigger. But the last step, again, is something that it's a personal thing. Ordinarily, I do not wear mascara on my bottom lashes because I'm prone to smearing. So for you, I'm going to apply a little mascara on the bottom because we're going to see how big our eyes look with just these few steps. So applying this mascara is really making a difference. And this is optional, of course. This is all personal preference. But I wanted to show you what we can do. Yes. We have only applied this fabulous little 5-pan palette. We used the dark color as a liner. We used this color in our crease, this all over the whole eye, and take a look at what we've done. It's unbelievable how big your eyes can look if you just do the right colors and apply things in new, different ways. Thank you very much for stopping by and spending time with me today, because doing makeup with you is really the funnest part of my day. And please consider liking this video if it's helpful to you. And I'd love for you to join the Ageless community and be part of the women that love how makeup can enhance our inner beauty with our outer beauty. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day, and let me know if you try this, what you think, and I can't wait to hear about it. I'll see you soon. Take care.